Brandi Carlile in the Skype live studio. Wow. So I gotta reorder my questions here because I gotta address something that was completely obvious in that song. Is that sounds exactly like it did on the record? Does it not sound exactly like it did on the record? And that's because you guys did something very old school. You recorded an album live. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've been doing that since we started. We felt like it was a really important component to who we were as a band. And there's nothing against layering elements into a song in the studio. It's just not really who we are because everything we've done has been based on documenting what we do live.
It sounded unbelievable, and
Thanks, man.
The new album came out earlier this year, the Firewatchers Daughter. It sounds, to me, it sounds different than some of your earlier records because there's so much harmony in every single song. Unbelievable stuff. Where does the title, the Firewatchers Daughter, come from?
There's a song on there called "The Stranger at My Door" that used to be called "The Firewatcher's Daughter," but we wanted to call the album that. And I live on a farm. I have a lot of bonfires, and I get really contemplative. I have these bonfires, and I just kind of go into a bit of a trance, and I start contemplating things. And so my wife was pregnant, and we were expecting a daughter, and I was thinking about the elements of my faith that I wanted to integrate into her childhood and the elements of my faith that I didn't want to integrate into her childhood.
It's obviously
a bit big.
Yeah.
Complicated as
Yeah. So that's what people like. Last night, you guys performed your first show out of Edgefield. How'd it go?
It was so awesome.
Who was
I
there?
loved it.
A lot of people that were there.
The twins, right? That was so much fun. So thank you guys for coming. Anybody coming tonight? Right on. Great.
What portion of the tour are we in? Are we towards the end? Are we in the middle?
Right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning?
Yeah,
okay.
This is the beginning of the autumn tour.
Very nice. And where do you go from here?
Jacksonville.
Okay.
And then we're going camping for a couple of days. We got some fishing poles and a couple kayaks. So we're going out to Central Oregon.
Oh, nice. Okay. Do you do that on all your tours? Do you try to make these little stops to actually visit the places, where you're stopping?
Yeah, something. I mean, especially in the Northwest, Oregon, Washington, Idaho. Those are big spots for us to spend a lot of time near the lakes and rivers and pull a few trout out.
You got to do that. You got to do that. Maybe bring some to the show. A few years ago, Brandi, you performed was it the national anthem at the Seahawks game?
Yeah.
You a big Seahawks fan?
Yeah, being from Seattle, we definitely have been saturated in Seahawks.
And that was the year they went all the way, wasn't it? That was the year they went to the Super Bowl
it was
and
actually
won.
really cool to be a part of that.
Won that year. Yeah.
And
any plans this year for that?
Oh man, if they asked me to, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Why wouldn't they, right?
Yeah. That kind of an adrenaline rush is not something you could get bungee jumping. It's so terrifying to stand in the middle of that stadium and do the national anthem with no music backing you up and a delay that's so many seconds long you can't tell where you are. When you're hearing back words that you've said and wondering if you've said them or what's going on. And then right when you say rockets, red glare, they shoot off these cannons all around you, and I didn't know it was going to happen, so yeah.
But you didn't mess it up like we've seen off way too many times.
No, I didn't mess it up, but you're so scared you're going to.
Yeah. You bring little cue cards or anything like that? No.
No, you just it's just mental. It's such a good centering exercise because it's just so much pressure. So much pressure.
Well, you've been here in this very spot before. This is the 1000th Skype Live Studio performance.
There's so much pressure in the Skype Live Studio.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, especially when it's the 1000th performance. But you've done a few places here. What's your favorite place to perform here in Portland? You're doing Edgefield 2 nights.
Here in Portland, I actually think Edgefield.
Okay. Is this your first time at Edgefield?
It's the first time that we played it, and I mean, I love the Schnitz. That's one of my favorite places in the country. But having never played Edgefield before, what a vibe! Like, what a fun vibe it is out there.
Now, being from the Northwest, when you come to Portland, do you pick up on that Portland weirdness? Do you see it, or is it just like, hey, it's Portland?
It's just like, sibling
for
us.
I say that because as I was driving up, there was like a wedding party walking down the street. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw it, and I couldn't tell if that was just like what they do every day or if like they're actually going to a wedding.
No, they weren't in the wedding. That was just like Stumptown had just let out.
Yeah, it was like a 5K. So you're starting the tour, gonna do the tour, do some fishing. What after that? You're just gonna see what comes next, or do you have plans into 2016?
Well, after summer, we're going to take a little bit of time off and do like maybe a run of like Christmas shows, like little tiny ones, and then take some time to write and start working on the next record.
And spend some time with family. I know the twins both have new babies at home. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I. We
Yeah,
each
and
have one.
you do too as well. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, they're not at home. They're here.
Yeah. Oh, they're traveling with you. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's nap time.
That's the way to do it.
They're here.
Well, they can nap. Let's have some more music.
Right on.